quote the Raven, and we've quoted the
Always.
Raven always. We've quoted Raven Snook quite a few times because she's been on our Tony shows, a real theater expert and writer. She is the editor of TDF Stages. She's also an important person in Time Out New York in terms of theater coverage there. So we are thrilled to have her back here in the neighborhood to wish us a happy, and also to see where she's at. How you doing, Raven?
I'm good. And I guess I should have also said I'm a Drama Desk nominator. So I see shows on Broadway and beyond. Last year I tallied 231, or last season rather, 231. So it's a
So,
lot of theater.
so then, therefore, that begs the immediate question of all the shows you saw last year, on or off Broadway or in Brooklyn
That
or
is so hard.
I am.
I will say I was very, very happy, and I said this on your Tony show, to see maybe Happy Ending do so well, both at the Drama Desk and on at the Tonys. I think it really is such an original musical, and it's, obviously there's been a casting controversy. If you don't know about that, feel free to look it up. I actually do think that the casting, I think it's a complicated issue, and I understand why people are upset about it. But anyway, I still love the show. I hope it doesn't hurt the show, and Darren Criss is coming back to the show. So,
I think they should
um,
cast a real robot. Honestly,
yeah, eventually they'll be able to, or
they'll
at
be
least
writing they
AI.
can write the plays already. You can. We actually tried this. We plugged in some stuff. My wife and I were playing around with AI, and said, "Hey, can you turn this into a play?" And they did. It was a 5 minute play. It was terrible, but just say,
Well,
please make this 90 minutes. Who knows what it'll do?
bringing up AI makes me think that one of the shows I'm most excited for this season that's happening on Broadway is a show called Marjorie Prime. It's by Jordan Harrison. It was actually at Playwrights Horizons a decade ago, and now Second Stage is bringing it back for its Broadway premiere. And it's about a woman who is in her 80s and her memory's failing, and so her family. It's set, in the not too far flung future. Her family gets her a robot that looks like her husband, and his memories have been downloaded into the robot, and they have a conversation to try to keep her engaged with the world and with her own memories. And 10 years ago, it really did seem like science fiction. Now it seems a lot less like science fiction and much more morally murky. So I am very excited. June Squibb is playing the woman. She's in her 90s. She's older than the character. Lois Smith did it originally. So
Oh
I'm
wow!
super duper excited about that show.
And they're
I
probably
know
building a computer to be the understudy for June Squibb just in
I
case.
do wonder who would be yeah, it'll be interesting to hear who they announce. Maybe Lois Smith. I don't know. She's also
Yeah.
still working, or Estelle Parsons, who's in her 90s and still working. So,
Yeah. So
yeah.
speaking of still working, are you going to be a Drama Desk nominator again this coming season?
Yes, I mean, we started right after we wrapped up our awards on June 1st. So I saw a lot of shows this summer. Broadway has been slower to start than some other seasons where the summer brought a lot of shows. I saw Mamma Mia, which actually isn't eligible because it's a touring production, and they asked not to be. Productions have the right to say we don't want to be eligible. But it was fun to revisit that and show it to my 20-year-old daughter, who was very horrified that the daughter in it is 20 and is getting married. Uh,
And
but
I think Jeff Ross is the only other Broadway show, right?
well, Art has started. I'm seeing
Or
that tonight.
oh yeah,
And yeah, Jeff Ross, I'm a big Jeff Ross fan. This is definitely in a vein that's much less roasty, much more heartfelt. It was hard because he talks about putting his dog down, and our dog was dying at the time. So that certainly impacted me. It really shows you come in. It just was a reminder that we all come into shows not only with our own cultural framework, but with whatever's going on emotionally. So that was interesting. But the best thing I've seen lately, I have to say, and it literally just closed, but I'm really hoping it recouped, and I'm hoping maybe it'll get some kind of transfer, is Well, I'll Let You Go, a show that was at Irondale. Jack Serio directed it. Um, Bubba, I hope I'm getting his last name right. I'm going to look it up. I know him as an actor, not as a writer. Bubba Weller, Bubba Weiler. He was
okay.
in a show called Swing State as an actor. This is a show he wrote. He was not in it. It was about life, loss. I mean, really about everything in a succession of two-person scenes that never got boring. I really hope to see it transfer. Quincy Tyler Bernstein did the lead originally. She had to leave when it was extended, and then Marin Ireland took over. So that was exciting. And then one other show I'm really excited about. Can I tell you one
Yeah.
other show I'm really
Real
excited
quick.
about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oratorio for Living Things, Heather Christian's uh, Oratorio for Living Things. I
Yeah.
can't describe it. It got rave reviews in 2022. I was one of the people raving. Signature is a remounting it. It's not a revival, it's really remounting. And I got to tell you, it's impossible to describe and absolutely life changing.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
really. I'm to see that you can do theater in this way, which is sort of it's a combination of spiritualism and an oratorio and theatrical. It's just it was for me it was perspective changing in terms of theater.
Well, thank you always, Raven Snook, for trying to change and shift and expand our perspectives on theater and life as well. It's a delight to have you back in the neighborhood.
And happy anniversary.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.